Hi, this is Robbie from Southern California. I'm going to share this raw footage of what has been going on outside my kitchen window for the past few days, and I think more and more are coming each day. There has been, no joke, thousands of hummingbirds a day showing up. Look at them. Right now I'm only showing you these two feeders because I've kind of stabilized them. Well, I'm holding my camera out the window is what it is. This has been a sight to see. What's happening is the hummingbirds from up north are starting to move south. Some of them will come into Southern California, into Texas, and different areas that they winter at. These are coming here to Southern California. A lot of these will be staying. Look at them. Look at them all sitting there happy and together. Now, the thing is, some of them will leave. So I'm going to have a constant flow of regulars now that live here, regulars that are coming back, that have gone up north, and now they're going to winter here. And then I'm going to have others that are just coming through to feed and will be leaving. They could go to Mexico, Central America, and some could go as far as South America. Now, if they find plenty of food, which they've found here, and yes, we have the occasional Oriole that has been passing through as well, but I only see one here and one there right now because they're also traveling south. They're going to Mexico. But if they find enough food and water, like I said, to drink as well as bathe, and shelter to sleep in, they're not looking for nesting sites right now. A lot of these could end up staying because I know the migration had changed in parts of Texas when they found enough food. So instead of going across into Mexico, they stayed there. And that's what's happening here. We put out dozens of feeders. Let me tell you something. Yesterday, in an hour and a half, I went through 1.5 gallons. I could not fill the feeders quick enough. I was running around here trying to get all the feeders filled up, and as soon as I filled them to the last one, I had to start over. That's how many are coming through right now. Will it stay this way? Oh, time will tell. But I wanted to share this with you because this is just so beautiful. What I want you to do is, if you see hummingbirds traveling, and if you normally feed hummingbirds, go ahead and get your feeders out right now. It's 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar and 1 cup of water. If you can drink your water, they can drink it too. You don't have to boil it. The only reason I do boil some is to melt the sugar. So I put part boiling water in, or very hot water. Once it just starts to melt, I finish it up with the cold water. You don't have to boil it for them as far as bacteria, because the thing is, they're bringing in where their beaks are. So they stick their beaks everywhere, in spider webs and crevices of the house, because they're looking for little bugs and anywhere. So they're the ones that are dipping their beaks back and forth, and they're climbing around on your telephone wires or your cable wires. So they pick up all kinds of things. Just make sure your water is good enough for you to drink, and it will be good enough for them. Because remember, they're drinking out of your sprinklers and in the streets and anywhere they can find water, even dew on leaves. So just make sure that the water is clean that you're using. And use feeders right now, if you don't see a lot of them, that are familiar. Cheaper feeders, either from the dollar stores, or I really prefer the ones that Walmart sells. They have little slits, so if you're dealing with bees, the bees and the wasp cannot get into those. You'll see if you look it up, and they're only like $4 a piece. And those are the ones I use. I generally make the holes bigger so the Orioles can feed as well, but you don't have to do that unless you want to. Sometimes the hummingbirds do like the holes a little bit bigger. If you make it accidentally too big, then the bees can reach it. But the point is, they need the food because they need to fuel up. When they are traveling miles and miles a day, they are on the hunt for hummingbird feeders that look familiar to them. You put out a fancy feeder, they won't know what it is, but they see a feeder that everybody's got across the United States. They go, ooh, as they're flying way up in the air because their eyesight is so good, they will just dive bomb. These birds are not traveling together. They're coming through because they all saw the feeders. They may hang out here for a week. They may stay here. They may leave after they fill up. But the point is, they do need our help because, as you can see, yes, in the middle of September, it is cloudy and a lot of flowers are not open, or they don't find enough nectar. Can you imagine how much nectar these many birds need. So we're helping them out. And please, white sugar, table sugar is the only sugar to use because that is really sucrose and that's what's found in flowers. And yes, it's healthy. Even your zoos and use it, and your Hummingbird Society recommends that. Don't use anything like brown sugar, powdered sugar, or raw sugar. For instance, brown sugar has molasses, powdered sugar has corn flour. They cannot metabolize that at all. It could end their lives. So let's help these little guys on their journey this season. So I hope I've given you some ideas to help out our native birds. Let's get them going and keep them happy. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. What a beautiful sight.